Hey guys, ooh, my light looks a little bright. Happy Christmas Eve. Happy Christmas Eve, you guys. Welcome. For those of you who don't know who I am, my name is John Tisha, and today I am just sharing a little love and light on Christmas Eve. And for those of you who do know me and are joining on, welcome. Thank you. Please feel free to let me know if you hear me, if you hear me well, number one. And number two, feel free to like, share, and follow if you haven't done so already. Hey, come here. Do me a favor.
Yeah.
That might be better. Can you turn this down a tiny bit? Not the other way. Right there. That's better. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, love you. Oh.
When am I going to drop off the presents?
Janessa, I'm live right now.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Okay, so I don't have anything prepared specifically. Typically, I would have something together for a moment like this, but today I don't have something specific. I just have, it's been on my heart to come on here and to kind of just chat with everyone. It's been a really rough year for a lot of people. And then for others, it might not be so bad. However, it definitely is a different type of year. And so, oh no, I left my phone over there. 1 second. Okay, so it's been kind of a rough year for a lot of people. And many of us feel alone during the holidays. For many reasons. Maybe we just lost someone, or or we've been through some hardships this year, or any year for that matter. But this year, since things are pretty different with COVID and the lockdowns and the things that are going on in politics right now, there are so many changes, there are so many unknowns, there are so many things that kind of, along with regular life going on right now, I know that there are many of us who just have no idea what's going to happen next. And that makes us feel a little uneasy. And so it's just been really heavy on my heart, to come on and just share some love and light and some positivity back into the world, especially during Christmas, or during, I guess, the holiday season in general. Period. On a normal basis, so many of us go through so many different things: unsureties, doubt, worry, concern. I know for me, especially right now, we are being forced to move during the winter, during lockdowns, during the holidays. It's difficult. It's hard to not know what's going to happen next and still trying to hold on to as much faith and positivity as possible, even when nothing is for sure. The situation is completely out of my hand, except for all of the footwork that I could do, looking for properties, applying, talking to my family about it, while keeping my children, happy and pleased, and not feel weighted down with adult decisions and choices and options. And so I know that if I'm feeling like this right now, I know that there are other people that are feeling something like this, feeling unsure during the holidays, or feeling alone during the holidays, even when they're surrounded by people. And I know I was on a podcast yesterday, and we were talking about childhood experiences that were traumatic childhood experiences that a lot of us have gone through, but don't realize how much we have in common with other people. Like how many other people have gone through the same things or similar things that we've gone through when we were children, and even as adults. And a lot of us don't realize that how close we are in relativity. And I think it's important that we're brave enough and have courage enough to share those type of things, especially during moments or times in life that make us feel alone or unsure of things. And so I just wanted to take this moment and just kind of reach out virtually, because that's the only way we can right now, virtually, to anyone who's feeling alone, anyone whose situation might not look the greatest, and just let you know that you're not alone. You're not alone, and that there is someone out there who is willing to listen to you and who is willing to love on you and chat and connect, because this world is not meant for us to live alone. And I've said that for years and years and years. I've said that, and I will continue saying it, even though, sometimes it feels like I want to cry, but sometimes it feels repetitive to say those things. But I feel like sometimes we need that repetition, so that those positive things and those different perspectives can seed themselves within us, and that we're constantly reminded, because there are so many things in this world that want to take that away, that want to separate us from our humanity, that want to separate us from our faith, that want to separate us from each other, from connection, from hope, from positivity. And I don't think that there's not enough of us, there's not enough voices to repeat that we're not alone, that you're not alone, that we all have something to share. We all have something to offer. We all have something positive about us, and we need to be reminded on a constant basis. And I just feel it really heavy on my heart right now, to make sure that, especially through the holidays, that word and that message goes out, that we're not alone, and that we are loved, and that we are valuable, and we are worthy, and we are lights in this dark world. If we just allow ourselves to believe that, and if we accept the love that is coming our way, because there's a lot of people that don't accept the love because they think they don't deserve it, or some lie that they were told as they were growing up, or some experience made them feel that way. And so I'm here to tell you that that's a lie, and that we're all worthy of love. We're all worthy of greatness. We're all worthy of positivity and a future and a hope. And that we all go through it. We all go through it. We all go through it. None of us are without struggle, some type of struggle. And therefore, we're not alone. There's someone out there who understands exactly what you're going through, who understands your pain, who understands your worry and your fear and all of those things. Someone understands you. And there's always someone who will try to understand you. It's just a matter of opening our eyes and opening our hearts to those people. Does that mean that when we open our eyes and our hearts and our time and our moments, does that mean that we're not going to get hurt, or that some sneaky people will come our way and try and take advantage? No, that doesn't mean that that's not going to happen. But at least you're being a light. At least you're being an example in the world to do those things, because there's so many people who are closed off to that. And it's a very sad and lonely life to choose. Period. Hi, Amy. Hi, Shirley. Many blessings to you and the family as well. I'm here to lend an ear as well. Yes, of course. One of the most valuable things we can give away is our time. I don't think that we understand how valuable that really is, to give our time to others, because so often people don't get that. So often people don't get the effort or the time of other people. Most people just want to be heard. Most people just want to be heard and understood and accepted. But that takes effort. And sometimes effort is difficult to do or to give. But that is one of our most valuable commodities that we can give, is our time, because we don't get it back. We don't get back time. But we can be generous with our time, and in turn we will receive time in different ways, like quality of time, right? People of quality. It's just a matter of getting there, of doing that, of making the choice to offer that of ourselves for other people. Because there's a lot of people who don't have someone to talk to. And being alive right now in this time is amazing, because we have all of these virtual tools. We have lives like this, we have broadcasts like this that allow us to reach out and connect to people at different parts of the world, when we weren't able to do that before, and able to connect on some type of level of emotion. Because really, that's the only way that you're able to do that, is if you're open enough to accept what's coming to you and then reciprocating it back. And sometimes this is the only connection people have. And so it's important to kind of get out of our own ways and put ourselves out there. Is it easy? No, it's not always easy. Being vulnerable is not easy, because it comes with the thought of judgment, and it comes with the thought of, someone else processing and sorting what you're telling them, and then they have to react. And that's not always easy to accept or go through. But it's worth it. It's worth it. Sometimes the pain is worth it, because the struggle is where the most beautiful things happen. The struggle is where we figure out who we are. The struggle is where we learn how to be better, and learn how to be stronger, and learn how to do it better. We learn what we like and what we don't like, what we're willing to put up with and what we're not willing to put up with. And what we're willing to learn, that's where our wisdom grows. And as long as we're learning as we're growing in wisdom. And as long as we're sharing it, we're helping the world. And that gives us value. I love you too, Shirley. I love you too. She says, a bridge in my near vicinity has seen 3 jumpers in the past couple of days. So sad. Yeah. Yes. Give yourself without spending money. Exactly. Exactly. This is sad. And this is one of the reasons why I'm doing this right now, because it breaks my heart. There are so many people. There are so many people who feel like they're alone, and that they have no one to talk to, or that they don't connect with anybody, or that no one understands them. But that's not true. It isn't true. There's so much more that we have in common with our neighbors, because that's what we are. We're neighbors. We have so much more in common with each other than we know, because we're unwilling to share. We're unwilling to be judged. We're unwilling to go through the possibility or potential that we may be judged. And then we keep it in, and we bottle it up, and that is unbeneficial to us in the long run, and it's also unbeneficial to the people around us. So things like this, no one should feel alone during the most family-oriented connection-based moments of our year. No one should ever feel like that. No child, no adult, should animal, no one should ever feel like this. And so I know I'm crying. I know that I'm emotional, but really it's out of love. It's out of love. I just want to give some love and light to the world, to those who right now are feeling alone, to those right now who are missing people that have gone out of their lives, whether physically or emotionally. They're no longer in your life, or you've lost some people for various reasons, some tragic, some natural, some just the way it is. And we're missing people, and it's just not the same. Or, like for me, we have to move. We have to move, looking for places, and being in a situation that you can't control the outside outcome, the external outcome is hard, because you don't have a tangible grasp on anything except for how you go through it. And I started off super hopeful and positive and great, and then a month and a half into it, I was starting to get wore down and exhausted and, emotional about it, and just not in the mood to celebrate anything, because it's unknown, because it's an unknown in my life, and it affects everyone in my family, my kids, my pets, us. And so I went through a little, I don't know, quiet time, if you will. And I think I'm on the other side of that right now, talking to you, because I feel like I just feel like, I don't know, I'm on I'm on the other side, and it's time to pull my big girl pants up and and be positive about it, which I am. Don't get me wrong. I have faith that something's going to come up, and it's kind of in those moments when you're being really squeezed, faith squeezed, right? How much faith do you have? Like squeezing a lemon, like how much is in there? And it's always on time, but it always seems like on time is at the very last moment. And then it's in those moments you're like, thanks, I knew you'd come, around. But it's hard sometimes, the process. But the process is like the best part, though. No matter how hard it is, or the struggle, or the uncertainties, the things that you go through in your mind, those are like the best parts, the process, right? Trust the process, enjoy the journey, no matter how hard it is. I have to always remind myself of that, because I know in the end everything's going to work out the way it's supposed to. It always does. It always does. And it's just going through the muck and the mire, choosing and deciding how I'm going to go through it, and who I'm going to be while I'm going through it, and what is my example going to look like while I go through it. But then also being really honest about it, and understanding and knowing and acknowledging that it's not always the best, and it sucks sometimes. And just being real about it, and it's okay to be emotional. It's okay to struggle a little. It's okay to not be okay, and really and know that, and be there for a moment, and just kind of be. And then you just got to get up, and then you got to keep moving, right? You can't stay there. That's like the worst place to be. Shirley says, nothing your landlord can do in California if you don't get out on time. I know. I know that, but I don't want to have to stay here. I don't want to have to stay here past our time, because that also means that we have to continue paying rent here, which means less opportunity to put that towards the next property, the next location. And I'm really hoping and praying that it works out the way that I'm hoping. So we'll see. But I know, and I thank you for that. I thank you for the reminder. Special lady, giving yourself over to help others, and you really do make a difference. You are loved. I thank you, Connie. I appreciate that very much. And Dominique says she's been praying so hard for you. Thank you. I appreciate it. I really do. I don't ask for a lot of prayers. I think, not that I don't think that group prayer or corporate prayer, not that I don't think that it doesn't work, because I know that it works. I just don't ask for people to pray for me unless like it's something really big, because I can pray myself. If you are a person that asks for prayer, I'm not knocking that at all. This is just how I feel within my own self. I don't ask a lot outside of my own prayer myself, because I know prayer is strong, and I know prayers of the righteous are loud and bold, and they go straight up. And I know that for a fact. And I know that God hears them, and I know that He answers them, whether on His time or or not to our expectation, but they're always answered, and I've seen them answered. So I know that my prayer is heard. I know that my prayer is bold and it's powerful. And so I don't typically ask for prayers, but I always receive them. I'm always so thankful, and I receive them for sure. For sure. Praying God is preparing your neighborhood for your arrival. Thank you. I received that. They are in for a treat. Even if we don't like the outcome at first, His plan will prevail. He is so good and will always take care of His children. Amen. That's true. Don't pay on first. Pay what you owe when you go. They gave you a notice, so you write the letter on the last day. I'm a landlord. Okay. Don't pay on first. Pay what you can. You know what? As a matter of fact, they're actually supposed to send us the new cut, because okay. So originally they gave us 60 days, and that was in November. They gave us 60 days. So January 1st, I believe, is actually our original last day. But we asked for, Chris had to beg for an extension, but he got an extension to January 17th. But they were supposed to mail the new contract so that we can sign it, and pay the prorated rate. But we haven't received that yet. So I'm just gonna waiting, just kind of waiting for that to come in. So that's kind of where we're at. And so it gets a little stressful. But I try to release as much of it as possible, because there were some days where I was just really sad. I was really, it was really emotional days, really sad, because it was just sad. You know what I mean? It was just sad because it's a crappy thing to have to go through right now. And I'm sure I'm not the only one, because there's so much competition right now for the rentals. There's so much competition, so many people applying. Like there were a couple of properties that had like 50 applications. And I'm like, dude, how are we going to compete against this? And so I know I'm not the only one going through something like this or something similar. And so I feel for all those people too. As much as I want to beat them out, I feel for them. Period. So again, this isn't, this whole live or whatever isn't just so I can talk about that. It's really just to relate, really just to relate and reach out. So, that there are others that, we all struggle. And I repeat myself, we all struggle. We all go through things. People who we see as influencers, we only see, like social media, we just see bits and pieces of real life, right? Bits and pieces of life. None of it is 100% accurate, no matter how honest a person is trying to be on social media, there's still a lot that we don't see. And so this is just a moment in time that I really just wanted people out there to know and understand that they're not alone right now, even though things seem like they're alone, or that it's going to work out, even though things don't seem like they're going to work out. And that I understand. I understand struggle. I understand being sad during the holidays for whatever reason. I understand. Um, I understand not being sure that everything's going to work out the way it's supposed to work out, but then also knowing that it will. You know, riding that line of holding on to your faith as tight as you can, and still being sad and emotional about it, and still not being sure. Like, I understand that. And being a believer and having faith doesn't mean that you're never going to doubt. It doesn't mean that you're never going to question. It doesn't mean that you're never going to worry. It just means that you have hope, to fall back on, that it will work out, even when you feel like it won't. Rent times 12 divided by 365 for daily rate. You figure amount and pay at the end, or tell them to take from deposit. Well, honestly, I'm trying to keep my deposit, girl. I'm trying to keep my deposit. I'm trying to keep that, and I'm trying to keep that because we had to pay a pet deposit and a regular deposit. So we're trying to keep that, so when we get that back, I could put it towards rent, towards the next property. So I'm prepared to pay half a month's rent. I have that. I'm prepared for that. So right now it's not, I'm so thankful. I'm so thankful because financially, I'm not worried about that part right now. You know what I mean? Where I know so many other people might be. And that's sad. That makes me sad too. I'm thankful that as far as that goes, like, we've learned enough about financial management that we're okay right now. So moving and having at least half a month's rent for this place if we need it, and whatever we need to move out, moving costs, we have that. My concern is not finding a place, is applying for all these places and not being accepted in the areas that would benefit our family the most, and even sacrificing some location. So that is really the only thing that is weighing on us, is that we've applied to so many properties but not been accepted. And so it's like, can we get one? Can we get one that isn't exactly, it's not exactly our ideal spot or location, but we're willing to take it and make it work? Can we just get one, please? That's kind of where we're at right now. And that specifically is my concern right now. And so I'm so thankful that it's not a financial thing, because oh my gosh, that would be worse. I think that would be even harder, because then we'd be sitting here like, what do I do? What do I do? And so I'm thankful that it's not that. I'm thankful that it's not that. I'm so thankful that it's not that. Period. So it's really just about finding the place. And girl, if we could move, if we could move that far, we would. We probably would go to Texas, honestly. We would leave, but our situation doesn't allow for that right now. So we are working with what we have, and doing the best that we can while we're here. And so Chris and I, it's kind of like we're human. So the human emotion that comes with the situation is going to be present, but we're not going to stress out about it. You know what I mean? Like a couple years ago, we probably would have been freaking out. We would have been high stress, we probably would have been all those things and fighting and like all of that. So a couple of years ago, it probably would have been a worse situation. But where Chris and I are now in our lives, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, financially, like where we're at, we are in a good place. So I can be thankful for that. Being thankful for all of those things in a really difficult situation. Um, it could be so much worse. Are the feelings the same? Are Yes, of course. They're still there. They're still relevant. They're still, we still have those feelings, emotions, thoughts, and perspectives, but but we still have so much to be thankful for. So I'm thankful for that, and I realize that there's other people that might not have those things for whatever reason. um and that's why I'm doing this. That's why love and light, right? That's why over here that's why it says love and light. Like that's been something I've been saying this year, something that I'm saying more and more is love and light. It really is just so strong. Love and light. To be love and light in the world, to accept love and light, to live in love and light, right? To give love and light. Like those are so important. Those are so important because there's so many people that don't have those things or don't get it enough or often as they should be getting it. Those reminders are so important. Even for me, they're so important because again, we all struggle, we all go through things, we all experience loss and grief and pain and hurt and worry and anger and all of those things. Like we experience all of those things, and they seem so much bigger than they are because of how much emotion they invoke. um, but love and light and joy and laughter and peace and comfort, like those are so precious that we have to be reminded constantly about those things. And so that's why I'm doing this. That's why I'm sitting here. That's why I'm spending some time. I really was only going to do 30 minutes. We're about 35 minutes now. So I probably won't go a whole lot longer. Um, but I'll be back tomorrow. I will be back tomorrow at 11 a.m. because I know it's Christmas Day. Um, but and we have, of course, I mean, we have a couple things going on. I'm making a soup, so I gotta make sure I have that done on time. Um, but I'm doing it in the morning. I'm intentionally coming back tomorrow because I know that there are some people that don't have anything to do today or tomorrow, or they're too afraid to do something today or tomorrow, or or that they didn't accept those invites, right? There's someone at home, and I'm hoping this reaches them. I'm hoping that this reaches them so that they know that they're not alone, and that they know that there's still hope, and that they know that I understand. And so, and that there's someone out there who does understand their situation or their pain or their thoughts and their feelings, especially right now, today and tomorrow, and even the new year. Like even the new year's rough. Like so, I'm already thinking about. I think I'm gonna come on New Year's Eve, um, or do something. I think it's just so important. It's just so important for us to share love and light because there's so many people who don't have it, or they do have it and they're unaware of it around them because they're locked in whatever shadow or feelings of things. They're just stuck, and it's so important to reach out and be there. And so same thing. um I said it last night, and I say it as often as I can, but if you ever need someone to talk to, you don't know me, but if you ever need someone to talk to, I'm a really good listener. And if there's a word to give back to you, to encourage you or to uplift you, then I will share it. And if there's any way that I can help you in that moment, I will. Um, but I'm always here to listen to anyone who ever needs an ear. Um, that Chris and I, that's one thing we're really big on, because we've had people in our lives who took it upon themselves to exit this world. We have friends and people who, are sad a lot, or they're struggling with things. And so since we've had a couple of friends who left this world on their own accord, um, it really just, I know I'm not the biggest texter all the time, but I will send, hey, I'm thinking about you, or hey, how are you, or how's it going, it's been a little bit, like checking in on people. Like we try to be good about that, because when that happened, or when tragedy happened and took some people from this world, it those are like, those moments when someone in your life passes away, and then a group of you get together, and you're like, this is really cool, I'm so glad we're together. It's a tough and sad situation, but I'm so glad we're together, and we're hanging out, and we're having this time, and it's so important, and we got to do it more. We were tired of saying we got to do it more, and then it never happens. And so we do our best to follow through. We do our best to reach out. We do our best at least to offer our time and our ear, and our hearts to anyone who might need it. We do our best to do that, because we don't ever want to. I mean, it's gonna happen. I mean, let's be real. Let's be honest. It's gonna happen. We're gonna miss some signs. We're gonna miss some opportunities in our life. We're not gonna meet all the expectations, and that's just life. That's the way it is. Is it an excuse to not try? No, of course not. But it is something important to understand and know that will happen, and it's not our fault. It's not your fault if you miss something. It's not your fault, if you're really trying, and you're really trying to pay attention, and you're really trying to be the person that you want to be, for in the world. It's not your fault if you miss something, because we can't save everyone. We're not going to save everyone. But we can try to be there for other people. I said earlier that our most valuable commodity is our time. Um, and so we try to give that whenever we can. We try to give that. Is it easy all the time? No, but we do try. And so if you ever need someone to listen, I'm here for you. Especially, like I said before, there's a lot of people who don't have that, who don't have a person to listen to them. Um, and so I always offer that. If you ever need someone to talk to, I'm here. My inbox is always open. You are free to contact me. Um, and I will do my best. I will do my best to help you emotionally as much as I can. Sometimes it's hard, because sometimes sometimes they have a lot, and there's really not a whole lot you could do except love them through it, and accept uplifting them as much as possible, and encouraging them, and giving them a different perspective. And so I try to give a positive perspective on whatever the situation is, and to be as objective as possible, because I never want to be someone. I would never tell someone to do this or to do that, or you should do this or do that. I ask a lot of questions to help them kind of go through it and kind of figure it out. But then also give as much positive perspective as I can, uh, because sometimes it's really too easy to have a negative perspective, and really think that everything is doom and gloom, and that's just not a good way to live at all. So anyways, um we're about 40 minutes in, and yeah, I know I shared some of my stuff that I'm going through right now, which I don't do often. um but I try to, just so people understand that everyone struggles. Everyone goes through things. People who we think don't go through things go through things. We don't see everything. And so during this time, this little holiday break that we seem to have, Just know that you are loved, that you are worthy of love, and that you are valuable, that you have value, that you are a gift, and that you're not alone, that someone understands what you're going through. They understand your pain and your worry. They want to celebrate with you, and they want to cheer you on and encourage you. And just know that there is hope. There is always hope, no matter how dark it seems. Even if the light is small, the light is so much brighter in the dark. It's just a matter of seeing it, opening our eyes and seeing it and accepting it and believing that that is for you and that you are worthy of that light. So, with that, with that, I love you. I'm thankful for you. I will be here tomorrow at 11 a.m. After this, I will put a reminder out, so I hope you grab it. Like the video, share the video. Please follow me on YouTube, Facebook pages, and my Facebook profile. All of the names are right here. Feel free to do so. Share love and light with as many people as you can, because you never know how dark the darkness is that they're going through. Um, Sometimes it's a lighter shade of gray, sometimes it's as black as a sweater. But you see how light everything else is. When it's dark, everything is so much brighter when it glows. So be that glowing light. God bless you. I'm here if any of you need to talk or need an ear. My inbox is always open, and I will be back tomorrow, 11 a.m., right here on YouTube, Facebook pages, or my personal profile. And if there's anything that I can pray for you, uplift in prayer for you, please let me know. You can drop it in the comments, or you can send me a message uh, in my inbox, and I will make sure that I pray that out, because we all can use some prayer. Okay, I love you. Merry Christmas. Happy Christmas, you guys. I hope that God sheds some light, some covers you with light and love and warmth through these holidays, especially for those who might feel alone. I just pray so much love and comfort and hugs to wrap around you and cocoon you in such a beautiful, warm feeling. There's always hope. I love you. I'll see you soon.